So my tea is still cooling down. That means I'm going to pull some oracle cards, get some angel numbers going, and then hopefully my tea will be chilled. How are we feeling today? What's been going on in the collective? What does the collective need to know? So I'm fired up. I had a bunch of girlfriends over earlier, and I gave them all individual readings. Everybody's was super on point, and I'm just so grateful to be giving insight into their lives and how they can manifest all of their dreams and desires, stepping into their full abundance era and staying true to being authentically them and following your soul, because that's what it's all about, right? All right, so for cosmic insight, we've got cycles. This has come up multiple times in the last few weeks. Fate, karma, something ending in order for something new to begin. And it is in the recent past position, although it doesn't have to be recent past. It could also mean that's what's going on for you mentally. We're just going through a lot of cycles. They'll be back in the present position. Okay, expect to hear from them soon. In the future position, we've got a gold digger. They want your money. You might be being used. Damn. And it could be male, it could be female. Yeah, no genders here. So let's get some clarifiers on that. Angel numbers. Speak to us, angels. What do you have to tell the collective? What's been going on here? This is such a big deck, but I do love it. Angels, what do you have to tell us? 893. Trusted universe. You've always got to trust the universe. Step into the unknown. The universe has an abundance of opportunities for you, but you have to step into the unknown to receive it. Your angels support you and remind you that you're not to let fear hold you back from your growth. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat to yourself, I can handle anything that comes my way with confidence and grace. Do this until it feels natural. It's a 2. All right, union. So yeah, you're one with the universe. Don't ever forget that. You're always protected, never rejected. And that goes hand in hand with the cycles position. So that's giving me, mentally, you know that there's trust there. You know you're protected. You know you're divinely guided. Unfortunately, we just have to go through these cycles. It's our growth period, just like flowers. There's a gestation period where you're growing under the earth. It's dark, it's unknown, and then you finally sprout through. And that takes courage. That's like a fearful thing to experience something new that you've never gone through before. And then it feels good. You're growing into this new space, this new person. And let's see how that correlates. 291, set priorities. Say no to distractions moving forward. Immediate action is required, and your angels call you to prioritize what you want. There are many distractions around you presently, and the challenge is to keep your mindset on your true desire. I just had this conversation with a couple of my girlfriends. Eliminate the distractions today by postponing or declining anything that isn't essential. 12 equals a 3. So yeah, those are like creative opportunities, abundance. Say no to distractions. So you're holding yourself back. I think We're probably distracted by a lover when you should be focusing on your passion projects or the true priorities that need to be your main focus right now. That's just what I'm getting intuitively. 752. Try something new. It's a 5, change. In order to experience this change, you have to step into this new paradigm. You're shifting. You're part of this collective. That means we're ever evolving, just like that flower. You're growing. You're going to go through these different growth stages, but unless you try something new and branch out into this direction and that direction, you won't know what's out there for you, where the light truly shines. There is something you want to do deep down, but you feel that you'll never be able to actually do it. Your angels remind you that you don't have to be an expert. Just go for it because you want to. It's time to download that foreign language app. Ooh, I was just saying how I want to learn how to speak a different language, French in particular. Try that new recipe, or look into steps for starting a new vegetable garden. Do something that you've always dreamed of. Do something new that you never thought you could do. I like this. I want to get another clarifier on this gold digger card, but we'll see what else comes up for us. All right, let's check out the tea. Cheers, guys. Still pretty warm, though. So I'm going to pull our tarot cards first, and we'll do tea last today. But it is nice and warm. It gives you that just good feeling in your heart. It's such a comforting feeling for the heart space. Drinking that tea as it moves down the esophagus, and it's like opening up our throat chakra into the heart space. It really hits home on the throat and heart chakras. Hello, Collie. She has not made an appearance yet. I know, I just have cats coming out of the woodworks. Don't be rude. This is Collie. Okay. She's a little sassy. That's my sassy girl. Ooh. We have a card that fell. It fell upright. It is the 7 of Pentacles. So our long-term view, we're hard at work. We're persevering towards something. You're being very diligent. There's sustainable results here. You're just not seeing it quite yet, but you've made the investments. Actually, you are seeing some reward because the Pentacles are showing on the bush already. But he does have 1 pentacle at his feet, showing me that the seed has just sprouted, right? You're just regaining that loss of control. You've got a lot of choices and responsibilities happening right now. You're working on your mastery in whatever field you've got going on. Taurus is coming up. Any of the earth signs. You need to ground. This definitely correlates to those cycles and ending something in order to start something new. Tending to this hard work, trusting the universe, and setting those priorities. All right, let's see what else we've got. That's going to be our What's at Hand card. So I'm feeling more of a financial reading today in comparison to love. But we'll see what else comes up. Since that flew out at us. It's always good to listen to the insight from the universe. Sometimes these signs just smack you in the face or fall right by your feet. Ooh, I've got another one. This is the second time this is coming up today, and you saw me, I just shuffled. But it is upright. In my friend's reading, it was reversed. So, Libras, any of the air signs, you need to rest. We've got the Four of Swords here. You're stepping into this space of relaxation, meditation, contemplation. Recuperation is really important right now. You're supposed to retreat into the solitude to find this renewal energy. It does make sense for the cycles, like this faded karma ending that previous cycle before, where you were tending to all of this growth for this long-term view. You were hard at work, persevering towards these goals. But in order to see sustainable results for all of the hard work and possibly financial investments that you've been making, you need to relax a little bit. Patience is a virtue. But the foundations are being built. There is progress and power in the stability. Yeah. The Knight's hands are in a prayer position. So you've really been asking the universe for this, whatever it may be. You've been seeking guidance. You've been putting that faith in. There's 3 swords above her. It does look like a woman knight. But, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. It's just energy. So, feminine energy is coming up for me because it looks like a woman. 3 knights above facing, 3 swords facing the knight above her. But then there's one lying down underneath. So yeah, in order to put that last sword in the upright position where it should be, this meditation, this rest and renewal has to be found through solitude. So your prayers are being answered. It's just telling you that you need to go inward. Meditation is really good for us, you guys. So in order to get through these cycles, to discover whatever's been fated for you, in order to start this new beginning, go inward for these answers. Trust the universe, right? Okay. That's either what's been going on for you mentally or in the recent past. So it's letting me know that you have been putting that time into resting and that solitude, which is needed for all of the contemplation to seek whatever renewals necessary. Got a lot of pentacles here. Yeah, I knew it was a financial reading. Wow. You will have the money to give and to receive. You're sharing your wealth. You're very generous. You're charitable. You're a balanced individual. The person giving the coins to the needy are, you're dressed in garbs of wealth. There's coins in one hand that you're freely giving to others, and then in the opposite hand you're holding a scale. So it tells me that you are balancing out your money. You're being very smart with your finances right now. There's movement with this money, right? It's a give and a take. It's like this energetic flow. So as you give, you're going to be receiving. It's just this flow of constant financial abundance. But keep it moving. Remember that this generosity and this charity always comes back to you. It's a balance of harmony. You're finding solutions, and it's healing. It's empathetic. So when you give to others, you're learning yourself. You're healing yourself. Taurus energy, earth energy. You're finding that grounding through this charitable act. That's so kind of you guys. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So through setting these priorities and getting rid of distractions, you're able to move forward towards this receiving and giving of wealth. I want to see a clarifier on this. They'll be back. Possibly the people with their hands reaching out. So, I don't think it's a negative thing that they're coming back to you. with open hands, asking you for this charitable good deed. Maybe it's something having to do with your career, because when you give to others, they recognize this and they come back to give it back to you later on when they have it themselves. Maybe it's your clients, like, or your investors. Who's ever invested in you, or whoever you've invested in, is going to come right back and invest it in you. Okay, cool energy. Gold diggers, though, because you are being so charitable, I feel like in the future it's just a warning to be mindful of those who want to use and abuse this charitable act of yours and this generosity. So just be mindful that some people might not fully deserve it, or they might be taking advantage. So be mindful of that, because that is in the future position. Okay, yes, this definitely makes sense. We have the Ten of Pentacles now in reverse. So Ten of Pentacles is usually financial security, like long-term success. Your family's set. There's always contributions to be given and had. And ultimately, it's like your final manifestation of wealth, your result of true will and recognition. But since it is in the reverse, it's telling me that you're losing your grounding a little bit, because this is also ruled by an earth sign, Virgo. So there is a dark side to wealth. There is financial failure or loss if you give it away too freely. It can be a fleeting success or a lack of stability, lack of resources. So just because it's flowing in abundantly right now doesn't mean that it always will. It's just, again, a warning that you do still have to be mindful. Maintain that balance with your finances. And as generous and charitable as it is to help others, sometimes you also need to put yourself forward and help you first. And yeah, this gold digger energy, just be mindful that some people are not always the right energy to give to. And they do use and abuse this. There's 2 white dogs. Maybe somebody has a white dog, 2 of them. That means something. White for me is purity. And a dog is usually loyal. So you might be thinking that it's this loyal person, this pure energy, but there's a little kid tugging on one of the dog's tails too. So that means something. Like they just keep hounding you, like hound a dog for more and more. And that's something to be mindful of. Yeah, there's somebody hounding you. There's a person continuing to ask this man for more money. Could be a woman, she could be in her masculine, but it is a man talking to another man in the card. And even in the upright position, there is a depiction of an older gentleman, fully garbed in wealth. So he is also of status, but he's in the background kind of observing you. Maybe a father figure, I'm getting, seeing what you're doing with your wealth. And you don't have on the man giving the money in this isn't garbed as well as the older gentleman, as well as his father. So that's just giving me energy of maybe your father isn't or wasn't ever a generous man, and you're trying to be different from him, putting on this this cloak, this attire of a generous person who's of the same status of the people who have their hands out. But recognize that in order for you to stay in that wealthy status, don't get used. All right. Just bringing it back to the numbers, to learn something new, to go deep down and to feel what you've never actually been able to do, maybe to give this financial abundance to others. And I know you want to, and it's so good that you're generous, but do something for you, not just for others. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm hoping that's resonating with you guys. Oh, and of course I spilled again. Look, the cup overfloweth. But just because it's overflowing and I have abundance of it right now, doesn't mean that I won't drink it all. So be mindful. Because obviously these people are coming back. Excuse you, sir. The familiars agree. This is confirmation. This is Bogart, because he Bogart my heart. But somebody might be bogarting your money. Be mindful. Bogart, I'm sorry. I'll give you love and attention when we are done. Yeah, there's a gold digger here. So just be mindful, especially with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So if we want to keep that wealth and abundance, you got to try something new. Set your priorities. Don't let people distract you. Okay. Well, mysterious things I see when telling fortunes in tea. Today I went with lavender chamomile because it's a late night for me. And I put in some other herbs. I think it's an assortment of some different flowers and mint, fennel. That was a big one. Cheers again. I hope these have been resonating with you guys. I hope they're finding the right people, because that is important. If something doesn't resonate with you, click the next video. You never know what's coming through. But if it did, I'm pretty sure it's coming through for you for a reason. Okay. Ask your questions. Instill your energy into the tea. I'm going to release the last few bits of these tea leaves. I forgot my spoon today, but that's all right. Okay. What does the collective need to know about their finances? Okay, collective. What does the universe have to tell you? Ooh! Okay, we're going to get to that. Give me a second to look this over. I like to go in chronological order, so whatever's coming up for us right now. So right now, there's some leaves on the apple. The apple is internal progress, like prosperity. You are working towards something, bettering yourself. I think that shows in the cards as well. Like you're trying to be this generous, charitable person. And yeah, again, the timeline for this is like right now. You're taking care of family affairs. Like you're stepping up. You're the one handling the finances. You're probably the one taking care of a lot of your family's bills too. Yeah, you've got some passion projects on the way, and you've been working on them like today or within the next few days. It's not pretty prominent, but like you're just putting yourself out there more in order to generate these finances, in order to help these people in society or in your social gatherings, in your social circles. I've got the letter here. It's very small, but today, maybe yesterday, some kind of letter came in correlating to your finances. Since it's so small, it's a pretty minuscule one. Maybe you just got a regular bill, or maybe even some good news, like a message came in about more funds coming into your account. We've also got the mountain, so you are making strides towards this success, towards this progress in your financial journey. It is slow right now, but it does pick up in a week, and it's on a slope. So the trajectory of that slope is going up. So it's letting me know that you started small, you started from nothing, and you're climbing that mountain. It's just, it takes time, it takes progress. Okay. I see dedication. You've lit the flame. That flame is ignited within you, in your heart and your soul. You obviously have a good heart. You're trying to do this for the right reasons, not just selfishly, probably like that father figure. But we have a heavy, and I mean heavy, congregation of leaves crossing over the torch into the snake and into the fig. So what this tells me is, yes, there's obvious dedication here. There's obvious progress in your financial journey, because that slope just continues going up from the mountain into the torch region. But then we've got heavy leaves crossing over, so it's all correlated into the snake. And between the snake and the fig, there's the heaviest congregation of leaves is in the snake. Second heaviest is under the fig. So the snake is to be careful. Like, the people around you are not to be trusted. There's just some shady energy here. It's just like Adam and Eve. There's a snake in the grass, and they're coming off as a friend who's trustworthy. It's very similar to this dog energy. You think that they're pure, but they're not. They're like at his back, begging, and that little kid tugging on the tail is just telling me, like, you're gonna know who it is, because they're consistently bothering you about this and asking for more and more, giving that gold digger energy. Yeah. Even in the present card, they're presently having their hands out asking you for help financially, and you're giving it to them right now, or you already have. You've helped them, and that's enough. I've had to learn these lessons the hard way myself. Like, once you help somebody and they don't return that favor, you know who you're dealing with. Let's be honest. If they're of good character, then they would have repaid you, whether it be in a financial means or in character. So be careful. That energy is super strong. Like, if you want to see how strong this energy is, look at how much is on the snake. And that's this week. That's like this week, next week. They're heavy asking you for financial help. I don't think you should give in to them if you already have. Fig energy is fertility. It's like they see you are abundance in this financial growth, and they think, because it flows and it crosses over into both realms, so they think that they can reap the rewards from your success. But that's your success. Honor that. Keep some for you, or else, the downfall is you might give it all away. It might be fleeting. It also stems over into the birdcage, which is family affairs and finances. So I'm feeling that it might even be a family member. Yeah, like in a week, you might even have family members asking you for financial help. And it's okay to take care of these people sometimes, but you're hindering their growth if you're enabling them. Yeah, there's very few leaves under the apple, which is bettering yourself. So you're giving all of your energy, all of your finances to help others, when you really need to be instilling that in you and your ventures. Yeah. Okay. Anything right now for this timeline? Dun, 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 dun. The rest of the leaves are pretty scattered, so let's start with the heart key. You have some passion projects under the way in the next week towards the end of the month, although you're not giving much attention. I believe this is all about this present card, where you're not setting your priorities. You're being distracted from moving forward in the ventures and the projects that you should be working on for yourself in comparison to helping all of these other people. You need to be redirecting that energy into those passion projects and that heart space of what you really want to accomplish for yourself. Yeah. It crosses over into these social gatherings. So same, it's just all very scattered. Like your energy, your time, your attention, your finances are going towards outside people rather than yourself. Rather than love too. There is love there, but it's scattered. I don't think that you're putting that energy into the right people, into the right places. Like, your love life is very scattered right now. It's not getting the attention it deserves. Towards the end of the month, that energy does clear a bit, but it could be either way. It could mean that it clears entirely, like you've just put the energy in the wrong places, so you have no more left to give to your love life. It could mean that you're stepping into this awareness, and the scattered energy is starting to ground, and now you're freeing up some time and space for your love life and for yourself. But you got to stay on track. There is a challenge at hand. There's differences of opinions. I'm feeling intuitively that it has to do with your family mostly, but also some friends. Maybe the right people are advising you, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think you should be giving your finances out to these particular people. And you guys have a difference of opinion, because I know you want to be charitable and generous, but yeah, that difference of opinion goes all throughout the rest of the month. So maybe listen to this advice. Intuitively, you know the right advice to follow. We have more leaves a few days. Since the month is almost over, I'm going to push this timeline a little closer. Usually I spread it out between 4 weeks, but since before the end of the month, we've only got 13 days, I believe. So a week before the end of the month, you're getting some notices in, some kind of messages. I believe that these people are going to be asking you for some money a week before the end of the month. They might be like, hey, yo, I'm strapped for some cash before the 1st and all my bills hit. Can you please help me out? You might be getting good news in, like you might be getting messages in from your financial institution saying, hey, you do have this money, but just because you're getting it in doesn't mean you need to be giving it out, especially to the wrong people. Okay. That same week, you could be giving energy to a love affair. And it doesn't, like, when I say affair, it doesn't necessarily mean a bad, like, you're cheating affair. But it does mean, again, it's kind of scattered, but it's just this week. And then we have it trickle down a tiny bit into the last few days of the month. Wow, okay. This is giving me, because it crosses over kind of heavy from the moon and this letter. 2 things. So part of the collective, it might even be your lover asking you for some money. So you have to use your discernment on if this is the right person to be giving money to. For some of you, it's a no. They are a gold digger. For others, the letter could be a letter from the heart, you know, because it could be a heartfelt letter too, or message. So they could be coming from a good place, and like maybe you need to invest your money in this person rather than the other people, your coworkers, your friends, or your family members that might be using and abusing you too much. But use your discernment. Again, it's a big collective here, so it could go either way. But the energy clears towards the last few days of the month. So I think that they're just going to ask you. So I'm getting that maybe your lover is going to ask you like, hey, I'm coming from the heart space. I don't think it's a good idea that you give these people money, but I'm just going to say it now, and I'm not going to say it or bring it up again. So by the end of the month, you can make your own decision. For others, it is coming from this lover, and they're asking you for some financial assistance as well. In that same time span, so the same days that these messages of people with their hand out is coming through, we have some separation. It's scattered. So you may have been in separation from them before their messages come through, like they weren't in communication with you, and then of course they've just got their hand out. So that's a good indicator that if they haven't been around and then all of a sudden they come out of nowhere asking you for things and that separation breaks, it's probably because they're just using you. And then the separation comes back at the end of the month. Like as soon as you give it to them, they're right back out of your life. So yeah, that is definitely giving gold digger energy. And they're going to ask once again, or maybe give you like a tiny bit of hope, like just at the end of the month, a couple of days before the end of the month, they're going to reach out again. Maybe to thank you, maybe to ask you for more money again, or maybe to just pop in and make it seem it's a deceiving message that they, you know, care about you and are grateful and, you know, keep up appearances kind of energy is what I'm getting. But the energy, for the most part, like there's no other leaves around that single leaf. So the separation is still there. And I don't feel like they're coming from a good place. We have very few planetary alignments. What is coming up is Mercury. A little bit of Mercury. So a journey is needed to be made. Might be a physical journey, might be an emotional, spiritual journey. I think it's to go deep inside, into your heart space, into, you know, your mental space, and really ask yourself these tough questions of like, should I be doing what I'm doing with my finances and giving it to these people who probably don't deserve it? It crosses over in between star energy and Jupiter energy. So there's an important decision that needs to be made correlated to all of this. And the star energy is usually really good energy. Like, it's new beginnings, it's positive energy of happiness, of joy, of like putting yourself out there, good recognition. And you obviously, if you've got a lot of money and you're giving it away, people are recognizing that and they're like, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. And you're going to get a lot of praise, is what that's telling me. But it's, again, it crossed over into this really important decision that you have to make because you're getting all of this attention and recognition for obviously your financial abundance right now. And that the Mercury energy is like, this journey is necessary. Like, it's obviously a life lesson that you have to go through, but we don't always have to choose the harder road, the path that's should be less traveled for a reason, right? There's like the tiniest leaves on the clover, meaning of course you came into some good luck, but it's fleeting because you're obviously giving your abundance and good luck away, not keeping it for yourself, which again is good. That's so good of you that you're generous, but right now you're being taken advantage of. Yeah, it's scattered throughout the rest of the star. So there's tiny moments of recognition where people might give you praise for helping them out and being such a good person, but it's not big enough or relevant enough to, I just don't think that it's coming from a good, authentic place of praise and thanks. There's like almost nothing under Venus, so you're not experiencing love. There's a tiniest leaf that's really letting me know you've neglected your love life and you're putting all of your priorities and energy into your finances, but you are obviously putting it in the wrong direction because love is what it's all about, and you should be doing this for the right reasons, yeah, but your love life is lacking because of your decisions. Again, tiniest leaves on Saturn. So that's letting me know, because Saturn is like you lost something. And it could be, it's something of value that you're losing. But in your mind, because you're such a generous person, you're not losing anything of value because you're helping others. You're a good person. It's coming from a good heart space. But because there's still some tiny leaves around it, like, it is still a harmful decision. Even though you're coming from that good heart space, you're still losing little things here. And that tells me, like, you're losing little bits of yourself, of your, maybe your trust. I'm just intuitively getting like you're losing trust. We do have one little leaf on the sun, so that's good. But it tells me like the sun is not shining bright. The sun is usually new beginnings, fresh start, really good positive energy, success, and like you're providing that warmth, and the universe is providing that abundance and warmth right back to you. But it's inside the little leaf. There's only one single leaf, and it's directly on the sun, and it's inside the sun, not outside the sun. So that's letting me know that yes, you're feeling this success internally. You're feeling this good energy internally. But if there's no leaves around that sun, then there's no good energy or success coming back to you, reflecting back. It's just within you, which that's beautiful that you still feel and think this way, but there should also be that same success, happiness, good energy, new beginnings, and warmth and light all around you too. And there's nothing. It's only coming from you. Okay, so we have some social success. It's a little, I mean, it's a decent sized leaf. It's enough for me to state it. But it's, again, outside of the moon. And it does cross over into the star, which is another symbol of social success. So on the outside, these people are recognizing, wow, this person is, you know, financially successful now, and they've got it like that, and they can help me. But you're not feeling that social success inside of you. I feel like you're trying to give out of this generosity in order to feel good inside. But you need to cultivate those good feelings of happiness and joy yourself. You can't seek that externally. And yeah, more star energy, like it's just recognition. These people are seeing you shine, and they're taking advantage because there's very few, and it's scattered energy, scattered leaves. Yeah, that's it, guys. So even though you've planted the seeds, you've seen this fertility in your abundance grow, there's a lot of people taking advantage of this right now. And you've got some snakes in the grass, so please be mindful. Okay. That's what the universe wanted to let you guys know. I hope that resonates. I'm your girl, Kat. This is my channel, Pure Premonitions. And just a reminder from the universe, don't let anyone take advantage of you financially, emotionally, spiritually. Watch your energy. Be mindful. And be careful with these, because they're out there.